Contemplate the workings of the inner being. Your eyes are wide open, but are you really seeing?
AJ, let's start a little bit just with I don't even know if I'm going to say who you are, but we're excited to have you on Mentor in the
Thank
Mirror
you.
podcast. We have a lot of people joining us via video, or you may be listening to the audio on the podcast. So, for anyone that may not be familiar with you, so
Yes.
for anyone listening now, AJ, who or what do you choose to be as of today, since we're all in this process of changing, just so that people in Mentor in the Mirror listening can kind of orient themselves to you before we begin?
Yeah, I actually started off as a personal trainer. That was like around the year 2000. I was doing that, and over time, my fitness business grew. And as it was growing, so was I. I was learning a lot about myself and personal development. And really, around 2008 is where we suffered an economic crash, and my fitness business really started going downhill. And from that point on, I realized that wow, I have no control over my circumstances, and all my clients left, and I really lost a big part of my business. So I realized I have two choices: to go back and get a job and give up my business, or to innovate and invest in a mentor, learn marketing and sales and how to build an online business. And that's what I did. Around that time, I hired a mentor to teach me how to build an online business. And I started doing online personal training. And at the time, a lot of people were not doing it because it was this fear of using technology, or a lot of misconceptions about what it even was. Now it's an everyday thing, but at that time it was like a new thing in the marketplace. And thankfully, I stepped in at the right time, right place, and started doing that. And over time, that started to really take off, really helping personal trainers with their online business. And that really allowed me to understand the dynamics of, how can someone take a skill that they have in person and then share it online? And over time, technology started to improve, and I was actually speak at a lot of different events and seminars, and that's what I was mainly helping people with, to build an online business based on their in-person superpower. And a few years back, I was actually inducted into the Fitness Hall of Fame for bringing online coaching to our community. And now it's an everyday thing within the fitness industry, but really taking place in a lot of industries at this point in time with this coronavirus crisis. A lot of people are forced to go online because it's
Yep.
no other choice. So it's amazing now, the technology, the software, the apps that are bringing people into the online space. And what I really want to do is give people some insights and some best practices on how to make that transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important what you're doing, and thank you for being the forefather, one of the forefathers of online fitness, man. It's so important for people, particularly in this moment, to keep themselves moving, and where people are afraid to be moving around outside and going to gyms are closed and all this stuff. It's so what you have created is so very vital for people. So thank you for what you've created, man, and thank you for what you've spread, and thank you for showing so many different personal trainers and people how to coach online. I think it's vital. So what is it that what could you encourage people to do right now, and why, and could you share why it's important for people to be in a movement space?
Absolutely. So, right now, we are in a place where we're all at home. We can't leave. And most people are on social media. They're checking their phones constantly. There's not much else to do. So it is an ample opportunity for us to take advantage of being at home and being creative. And one thing someone could do is really start to add value. If I look back on, all my years of being in business, 14 years of being an entrepreneur, and then the hundreds of people that I've coached, if I could bring it down to a two-part formula to be successful, it is this. Number one is add massive value to the marketplace, showing up, being visible every single day through video, through text, through audio, podcast. You're just sharing a ton of knowledge and wisdom. And the second part of that is to simply make offers. So as you're sharing and adding value, you're then asking people, hey, I have a program for you. I have a course. I could coach you one-on-one. Send me a message. Click on this link. And it's a simple formula of showing every single day, adding value and making offers. So I understand for a lot of people, they have wisdom, they have knowledge, they could add so much value, but maybe they don't know exactly what to sell or to provide to people. And that's fine. But I would say that if you have something in your heart, a gift, something you want to share with people, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people, well, some people may know, some people may not. You kind of got to jump on the self-isolation unintentionally, of course, where you ended up having an injury, really just kind of like a traumatic whole weekend down in Brazil that has made it where you haven't even been able to really walk for the past almost month, it seems, right? Or 3 weeks or so. So from your perspective, in this like unrest emotionally, what kind of perspective could you give? Because you had to kind of walk some core feelings entrepreneurs could feel in this like freeze or feeling limited space.
Yes. Thanks for sharing that, Cole. I had a freak accident. It was actually 1 month to this date. I was on vacation in Brazil, and I was coming back from a workout, and on a staircase, I slipped. And when I slipped, my left leg went back behind my head, and I tore my quadricep off the bone. It was the most excruciating pain I ever felt. I was paralyzed, just falling down in agony. And I realized I made a big mistake. And finally, when I got taken to the hospital, they said that I tore my quad muscle and I needed emergency surgery. Now, the hospital I was at wasn't the best one in Brazil, so unfortunately, I had to cut my trip short. It was only in for 3 days where this happened, and I was flown back to New York where I had my leg reattached. And unfortunately, they realized it's a very severe surgery that will take 3 to 6 months for me to walk properly. So I would say that this month has been one of the most difficult months of my life, and I've been in a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. But at the same time, I'm learning a lot more about myself. And as you mentioned earlier, I've kind of been quarantined, a month before the rest of the world, and it's not the funnest thing, because being quarantined and immobilized in a bed for the most part, it is quite challenging. But I would love to share some wisdom with anyone who's now going into this process of being stuck in one spot.
Yeah, man, you seem to have to jump on everything, man. You jump on the online stuff, to jump on the quarantine stuff.
Quarantine.
Online quarantine. I'm an MC, man.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm an MC, man. I got to
Will
change.
you be my quarantine?
Jump online in the quarantine. Wife is fine on a dime. So yeah, man. So with the virus and all of this happening, why is it important for people to exercise at this particular moment in the world?
Yeah, exercise in terms of movement and fitness, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the most important thing is mental health. I have seen myself degraded mental health. I'll be very transparent. Laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and I couldn't move. The first few weeks after my accident, and I realized how important it is to have blood flow through your body, endorphins in the brain. Just for the physiological mind-body functions of that. And thankfully, now that I can move slightly, I have crutches and a cane and a wheelchair. I'm doing some upper body work, getting some blood flow, doing the best that I can with my limited space, and I feel so much better. And it's an opportunity right now to have some type of regimen, have some type of movement. And I really want to commend you guys because you guys have a burpee and a push-up and a body weight challenge. And sometimes when I'm laying in bed, I'm watching you guys very inspired, and I love that you guys are doing this for the entire world because it is so important to stay moving. Besides obviously the weight loss and the fitness and health benefits for the mind itself, if you're just staying in one spot being docile, it's going to greatly inhibit your life.
Yeah, thank you, man. And so let's speak to the entrepreneurs out here who are having a tough time. And we've had a lot of people hit us up like, my business is tanking, I'm losing money, I don't know what to do.
I'm scared I'm gonna have to let go of my team.
There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a huge financial shift happening on the planet. What can people do in this time to shore themselves up or to bolster their confidence in things?
Yeah, well, I could share exactly what I did, and the first important thing is to never worry alone. I found out very quickly that when I was just laying in bed in pain and just feeling very hopeless, I was, in my mind and creating these horrible scenarios. the moment I reached out to someone and had a conversation or had a call, I felt so much better. And also having perspective, and in this, I think this is the first time in human history where 7.5 billion people are faced with the same challenge. So knowing that we're not alone, knowing that other people are suffering and they have their own challenges, I think that's one of the best ways as well. And I want to give you guys a shout out because ever since this happened, you've been checking up on me, making sure my mental health is okay, and just seeing how my day is going. And something that small makes a huge difference. So reaching out for help and asking for help, because if you have to make a difficult decision of letting go of your entire team, before you make that decision, talk to some other business owners who are in a similar situation and get some perspective on different ways of going about that.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you said that, because here's the thing is, if we just all go into that reactive space, then we actually take money out of the marketplace too, right? And then they don't have money to spend with other people or with other products or the things that they need. So I'm glad that you said gaining other perspective, because there are other business owners that survived 2008, right? Learned, or at least because of 2008, learned how to project and get more financial immunity in this current crisis. So it's looking at the people around you and asking for help. Again, whether it's being specific with food. Ron Lynch started a group called IntelliHelp that the last time I looked was 33,000 people in less than 7 days, fulfilling needs for other Americans in their area, right? And so I love that you said that, because we have access to people because of the internet. More high level entrepreneurs are accessible because all of a sudden we've got more time than we usually have. So from your perspective, what are some resources, or if you have resources that have been really helpful for people to ask for help or to get some perspective?
Yeah, you brought about a great insight for me when I was recovering from surgery. I'll never forget this, but you said, in this time where you're going to spend a lot of time alone, you're going to have some intuitive thoughts of reaching out to certain people. And, prior to this all happening, I was had in the back of my mind, oh, this person's busy, or I would hesitate, or, oh, maybe it's going to be an hour-long phone call. I want to commit to it. But instead, I've been very spontaneous and intuitive with who I'm calling. And I'm finding that most people are happy to hear from me. And especially in this time, people have nothing to do. So they want someone to call them, to reach out to them. And right now, I would say that more than ever, there's so much generosity. That's the greatest thing that I'm seeing. People are opening up groups, or giving away software, giving access to their courses. And there's more than enough ways to find a community, something where you can have like-minded people around you, support you and guide you out of this crisis and into a world of opportunity. In fact, earlier today, I had the inspirational thought of creating something myself. My favorite thing to do is to host live events. I love facilitating great conversations and transformations, bringing really, really good people together. So I said to myself, since I'm bedridden because of an injury and I had to cancel all of my events for the next few months, I want to create a fun party for entrepreneurs. And I just came up with the idea where I'm going to do it this Thursday night. I just created a Facebook group, and I just want to bring people together and just have an event where I can just facilitate a mastermind where people could ask for help, gain support, do some really experiential exercises where they help their self-expression, their freedom, creativity, just give people a few hours of escaping the mundane of being stuck at home and connecting with like-minded people. And I don't want to charge anything for this. I don't want to create any money off of this. I just want to do it, one, to help other people, and two, so I'm not lonely by myself. It's self-serving, but I just want to do this, and I'm finding that more and more people want to do this as well. And at the same time, it's the ability of just asking and searching for these communities right now, and they're all available around us.
Yeah, man. I'm that is a huge point of vulnerability, which I'm grateful that you have, because in order to have opportunity, another person must see that there's an opportunity available. And in order to have an opportunity, a person must ask for opportunity. And that requires vulnerability and being seen. And vulnerability doesn't mean you're just accessible to injury or attack. It means that you're open. And for you to be able to be open to ask for what you need, that's vulnerability. That's like, listen, I need help. Mm-hmm. Listen, I need love. Listen, I want connection, right? And listen, I have help. I have connection. I have an openness. Vulnerability flows in two directions. So thank you for bringing that to the surface, man. That's something that I appreciate about you, is your willingness to be open and to be honest about things, because it welcomes people who have similar circumstances to participate in that dynamic from a place of ease, where their nervous system is calm, so where they can really connect deeply, man. So thank you for that.
Yes, and I really want to acknowledge you both, because you've always created such a safe space for people, including me. There's times when, especially with this injury, I've hit some really dark moments, and a lot of fears came up, and I was finding myself wanting to go back to really self-destructive patterns of drinking or self-medicating. And instead of making that horrible decision of doing that, giving you a call or texting you and just, saying, here's what's going on. And I found oftentimes, like, when I'm just venting in that moment, I get clarity, right? Because it's like I have this poison that's within me is decaying me, and I'm suffering because of it. The moment I let the poison out and I verbalize it, all of a sudden it loses its grip over me, and I get clarity. And it's that ability of, like, not being alone in this time. Whether you're stuck at home by yourself like me, or even around people that maybe aren't like-minded to support you where you want to go. It's intuitively asking, like, who can help me right now, and not hesitating, just reaching out to them.
Yeah, man, that is opportunity, man. Being able to show people and ask for that is taking an opportunity. And this whole situation with this virus is giving people an opportunity to actually connect on a deep, deep level, man. So I'm again grateful that you brought that to light, and brought that subject to the table.
Yeah, the opportunity that this is bringing, right? Like, the true way to get some clarity in this crisis and some opportunity is that anything that triggers us currently is the opportunity to see what's driving it. And is it something that's going to serve me, or where can I get support from it? If I'm feeling alone, I have new gratitude for the people that I'm used to connecting with. I have to be more intentional, and I have to stay more present. Like, even for entrepreneurs, we can only project so far because there's still so much uncertainty 3 months from now. We don't know if this is going to be a 4-month deal or a 2-year deal, as far as, like, the ramifications on our clientele or our, friends or whatever. So for you, if you were going to kind of imagine 3 months from now, what do you see that could be the opportunity now, if people will take the time to get clear and ask for what they need? What would be possible for them to create, even if they're feeling hopeless right now?
That's a beautiful question. You guys probably heard this before, but the Chinese character for crisis is also opportunity. And it's the ability of, like, looking at this as being an extremely hard reset, and the ability to now let go of a lot of things that no longer serve you. And it could be a job that you're not so passionate about, a business that no longer fulfills you, and having this amazing clarity over the next few months to create whatever your heart desires. We are letting go of so many different things, and also having the ability of retraining our perspective to what's important. Every single person that's watching this has had extreme fear, uncertainty, just paranoia, my money in the bank or my investments, where is it going? And it's understanding that that's normal, but at the same time, it's just letting go. It's just, in a sense, clearing the field and opening up a runway for you to just, take off. And it's taking the time to be very, very intentional. That, if I could start from scratch, and this is an exercise that I do very often. If I had to start my business from scratch tomorrow and it was a blank slate, what would I want to create? And now we have that opportunity, and it's the best time to take advantage of it.
Yeah. So if you were starting a business tomorrow, let's say someone now, something I've been ruminating on is how many people 2 weeks ago said, I hate my job. I wish I didn't have to go into work tomorrow. And then they got what they asked for. So also bringing intentionality into what we want to call back into our lives when we're able to. I see this as almost like an elimination diet of lifestyle choices, people, where that relationship maybe you didn't want to be in, that you're still living together. This proximity shows you the reality of your feelings. What are you going to do about it? So for you, I guess what I'm asking for is not even what could happen, but if someone came to you as a friend and were like, AJ, I really don't know what's going to happen next. What are some thoughts or questions you would ask them to help bring some clarity in what they could create? That's what I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm in the coaching space, and ever since I started my first business, it's all about helping others and finding fulfillment. And when I look at all of the people that I've coached to build their own online businesses, the first question I like to ask them is this: what pain do you want to heal in the world? And really, the moment a person starts thinking about that, they start to think about maybe a pain that they overcame, whether it's obesity or drug addiction or being broke and building financial abundance. There's so much pains that we've overcome. And oftentimes, the people that we want to serve are the 1.0 version. You're like the 2.0 version. We've overcame that and we're now more evolved and a few steps ahead. So, what pain do you want to heal in the world? And also asking yourself, who do you want to be a superhero to? Now, you have this amazing gift, this amazing superpower, and there's so many people out there that would love your amazing genius. So who do you want to serve? Who do you want to be a superhero to? And the more you start thinking about these things, all of a sudden, you see the building blocks of the business opening up in front of you.
Totally. Yeah, and this is a unique opportunity. It's amazing how many people are showing up with gifts, like the group you're talking about Thursday night, that there are people that if you even look to who you've perceived as a leader, what are they already doing to pivot, right? What are they already doing to bring value? Most high performance entrepreneurs we know, whether it's in the health space or, the coaching space or the product space, right now in this initial phase, it's what can I do to serve? Because there's so much chaos. I'm looking just to help bring some grounding and some direction for people. Whether it's there's mental health Facebook groups, licensed practitioners that are open to help. There's fitness people that are doing home workouts with no equipment, like our girl Haley. Haley's got her online, home workouts cranking. So if you were going to, in one mantra or one sentence, speak to the person listening right now, carry it with them, what would you say? Like as a mantra or something they can say to themselves?
It's really this situation. Right now, the entire world is showing us that it's time you stop playing small. You step up to your higher self. We have every single opportunity, everything that is no longer here is decaying away, and it's time to really step up to your highest genius, to your passion, to your superpower. And we have the greatest opportunity because of technology, right? Even us doing this interview, you're in Austin, I'm in New York, and all these people are watching. It's something to be extremely blessed about. But the fact that we have these phones and this ability of just pressing the red button and talking to hundreds, thousands of people at once and sharing from your heart. This is the first time in history that this has ever happened. And 20 years ago, we couldn't even do this. We had to have a film crew and there were gatekeepers and all this red tape to even send your message out into the world. But because of technology, the internet, and people being on this technology, it's the best time to be alive. So now's the time to step up. Now's the time to just, outline it on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard. Just think to yourself, how do I want to serve people? What pain do I want to heal? And I'm going to just brainstorm, just map out different things to talk about. And again, if you have the confidence of pressing the right button and going live and talking and sharing, that's phenomenal. If not, write your heart out. Just sit behind, write some text, do some audio, whatever it takes, just get it out into the world. But right now, the world needs you at the highest level, and now's the time to step up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So, man, thank you so much for joining us, brother. And can you please tell the people where they can find you and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So my main website is Online Super Coach, and that's where I have all my events. I have a lot of free trainings, and I've actually opened up access to a lot of my courses that I usually charge for because of this virus. I want to help more people get certified as being an online coach, help their marketing, figure out new ways of getting leads in this difficult economic crisis. And also, that's where I have a lot of my events on there as well. And, if you want to join my free event, my fun Conscious Achiever Party this Thursday, just go on my Facebook, which is really easy. It's facebook.com AJ Fix. And you could join us. And, what I'm going to do is have a group of people sharing, facilitating, and growing together. And, if you need anything, message me. Again, I'm stuck at home with a broken leg and I'm on my computer all the time. So anything you need, anything that I share, you need support with or further clarity with, message me anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man, for being with us and for joining us and for being a part of our lives, man. You're an awesome individual, and we really appreciate you and everything. And we're here to support you in all that you are and all that you do, bro.
Yes, seriously. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you both because I love you tremendously, and you've had a massive impact on my life. Just through a lot of different changes, the support, but also the way of looking at the world. I think the greatest gift that you've given me is a new perspective. We all understand that we are one and we have to love ourselves and love each other, but you both embody that. I truly feel that you are both the manifestations of pure love. And I see how you treat other people, you serve your clients, you've helped me, you've helped so many people in this short time on this planet that you really inspired me to become a better man. So I really thank you for that.
Thank
you, bro.
I
appreciate that, man. I definitely received that. Thank you, man. I love you so much, bro. And I'm sending love and vibe and hugs for healing. And I'm here, bro. Just let me know what you need, and I'll do my best to help you with it.
So for anyone listening, don't wait. If you don't think you have the perfect video or the right text, or you've compared yourself to large name coaches, get help from someone like AJ. Like he said, there's tons of support. Take that imperfect action now, because people need your support. They need your voice. They want to hear from you. That's what's real. That's what's authentic. Everyone anticipates imperfection right now. Okay. Even us with all the tools and the gadgets, sometimes there's echoing and all sorts of shit. We're here to keep showing up, and the messages will translate and they'll improve and they'll get clearer if you'll keep showing up. And, just thank you, AJ, for showing up for yourself and your audience. And we appreciate you tremendously. If you're listening to the podcast, Mentor in the Mirror, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, share it with a friend. I'm Cole.
I'm Ta.
Until tomorrow,
be free.
Cheers to that.